Hello, today is Thursday, February 15th, 2024, and I'm doing this video in my apartment here in Port Huron, Michigan. My name is Joanne Marie Rumford, and I'm doing the video because of the weather today. It's very cold, and the wind is very windy, and the wind is howling, and you can hear it from outside, actually inside my apartment when the door is closed. So I don't know if I could pick it up. The heat just shut off in the apartment here, so it'll probably come back on again, but you can still hear the howling when the furnace is going. So right now it is a little past 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So I will check with Hey Google, and here's where I was sitting with my computer, right there. I'll check with Hey Google, the temperature. Hey Google, what's the temperature Fahrenheit?
The temperature in Port Huron right now is 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
30.
Due to current wind conditions, it feels like it's 21.
It's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but wind conditions, it feels like 21. Hey Google, what's the humidity? Hey Google, what's the humidity?
The current humidity in Port Huron is 67%.
It's 67% humidity. I remember being at the cottage. I remember being at my parents' cottage at Whitecliff's Cottage at Ipperwash Beach, Ontario, Canada, in Lake Huron, facing Lake Huron, on Lake Huron, in the mid 1980s to mid 1990s, and it was very windy there, you know, during the winter months and that cold weather, and you could hear the wind howling, you know, from outside, and that's what reminded me today here of hearing the wind outside howling. And my mom and dad, the power never went out in the wintertime. I don't remember it ever going out in the wintertime. It did go out in the summertime one time. I can remember that. But I can't remember ever going out in the wintertime. And we had, the cottage was heated by propane. It had a green color propane tank in the backyard close to the cottage. The cottage was winterized in 1975, and my parents moved in there from Detroit, our house in Detroit, and moved in there in 1975. So they were living there ever since. My dad passed away in 1990. Mom passed away in 2015. But she wasn't living in the cottage at the time, but now we still have the cottage in the family, so it's not winterized anymore. But maybe in the future it'll be, who knows. But anyways, I thought I'd do this video because this howling of the wind reminded me of Whitecliff's Cottage. That was the name of our cottage. And my parents bought the cottage in the 1960s, I think it was right after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Okay, so I might as well take a little bit of video outside. Let's see. I have my slippers on. I gotta put my shoes on now, so I'll take a video outside. It was kind of snowing. Little flakes were coming down. They salted the sidewalk and the patio. Salt. There's the sky. It's looking west. And that's looking south. There's a street light. And that's looking east. Two burning bush shrubs that turn red in the fall. And right there in the middle, middle is Anglo-Japanese U. And there's one over here, right there. And my flag. It says, it's more red on this side because the sun doesn't get at it. It says cardinals appear when angels are near. On this side, the garden flag is kind of faded to red. But this side is more red because the sun doesn't hit it. Because the sun comes right over. The sun comes from that direction, from the east, the center, the south, and then goes over to the west and sets in this evening. So I'll get in this right real quick. Hi. So I will take you back in my apartment. It's cold. It feels like 21, it said on Hey Google Nest Hub. Okay, let me see if I can hear the howling. I closed the door because I think the door has to be closed in order to hear the wind howling. Watch, as soon as I turn off my video camera here, I'll put my slippers back on. It'll start howling, and I won't get it on the video, but I don't know if you could even hear the howling. I'll be quiet for a minute and see if we could hear it. This is the, right here, right there, these two canvas photographs. Oh, the heat's kicking in now. That's my dad and my mom, and that's Lake Huron in the back. That's our property at White Cliffs Cottage. And this is on the beach in front of the cottage, and my sister and her husband and my sister's children and grandchildren. Right there. Dad and mom. Dad on the right, mom on the left, and my sister with the blonde hair. And her husband behind her, her two daughters on each side of her, and their husbands, and their children. That's Zipperwash Beach. This was taken, my sister and her family, was taken in 2015 after my mom passed away. And this picture here, my mom and dad was taken, I think, I know I took this picture. I'm trying to think if it was when I was there vacationing or living with them. If I was living with them and I took this picture, it was between 1980, mid-1980s to mid-1990s. Well, Dad passed away in 1990, so unless it was taken earlier than the mid-1980s, but I can't remember. I think it was the mid-1980s. Because the picture didn't have a year on the back of the picture, so I don't remember. But seeing my mom, it